If you want to go now, let's
Relax.
go. If you want to go now, let's
Put
go.
a chair across your face. Don't disrespect.
No, you can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you
disrespect.
think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me. Can't put a chair across your face.
No,
Don't disrespect me on my life.
No,
boy.
it's okay.
I want this little boy. Like, don't disrespect me.
Good. No.
Know who the this guy thinks he is?
We'll do it with No. It's good.
Take disrespect lightly, Dan.
It's good.
Fight fans, welcome back to Fight Spot. To keep up to date with the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
As I've watched him throughout the years, I've seen him get better and better, developing into that line of all-time great fighters.
Big baby. Every baby has a daddy, and I'm gonna beat you like I'm your daddy.
That's just the mindset of a champion. I'm the supreme being. I'm the greatest fighter God ever blew air in.
Dethroned Vladimir Klitschko in the other greatest night in British boxing history. And he gets to do it all again here to become a 3-time world heavyweight champion. You know, an accolade that sits with very, very few.
Consistent, and I'm dedicated.
This fight will not go the distance, and I genuinely believe that Daniel has the ability to knock him over.
Dynamite. AJ. Two British juggernauts in the heavyweight division. These two fighters will be facing off against one another for the IBF World Heavyweight Belt on September 21st at the famed Wembley Stadium. Both of these two fighters pack a very heavy punch, so without further ado, let's get into some of their past fights and what others have been saying in order to get a closer look at this fight, which will be sure to produce fireworks.
He's a young man, he's 26. I've seen AJ when he's under pressure and how when he gets under the cosh, how he reacts. And it's going to be a battle of the jabs. Who's ever got the jab is the key to this fight.
First of all, we need to go over the young star Daniel Dubois. Dubois has risen up the ranks as the best new young fighter in the heavyweight division, giving some new blood to the division.
He's very hungry. He's very hungry. People underestimate Daniel. He's a fighter through and through.
What will you do to make sure that you don't underestimate a very hungry now champion in Daniel Dubois?
Yeah. So I make sure I don't overestimate myself and walk around with too much confidence. So for me personally, I just stay grounded, and I'll give him the respect he deserves as a fighter, you know? I won't underestimate him.
He turned pro in 2017, and he was able to make quick work of Marcus Kelly to earn his first win, and since then he has been tearing through opponents, knocking out 14 of his first 15 opponents and showing the world that his relentless power was something to be feared. After starting off 15-0, he lost to Joe Joyce in a grueling match, but he came back hungry when he faced off against Bogdan Dinu for the interim WBA heavyweight title. Dubois was able to piece him up easily with his power and poise. He knocked out Dinu in the second round with a mean right hand, making Dinu look like an amateur. This win gave him star status, and after making quick work of his next opponent, he was given a fight against Trevor Bryan for the WBA regular heavyweight belt. Bryan was completely outmatched, his feasible efforts seeming laughable against such overwhelming power. He was finally able to put a stop to the contest in the fourth round whenever he landed a left hand that put Bryan out of his misery, getting himself one step closer to the top dogs in the division. Before the fight, Dubois said, "I want to make a statement in devastating fashion, by any means necessary, but I'm looking to make a statement." That is exactly what he did. He made a statement, and that statement was that he was there to stay in the heavyweight division and that he could hang with the top dogs.
I haven't lost no momentum. I'm still in training camp all the time, so I'm just preparing hard to become a best version of me possible.
Dubois was given one title defense against Kevin Lerena, but there was one fight that was looming over his head the entire time, and that was a fight up against strategic movement maestro that is Oleksandr Usyk. Once he was able to beat Lerena easily, the time for Oleksandr Usyk had come, but people were counting him out. Usyk had his fair share of fights and time in the heavyweight division, and people believed that Dubois would be nothing more than another opponent for him to take down. However, Dubois was able to hang for a few rounds. He was able to knock down Usyk in the fifth round, but it was controversially called a low blow by the referee, which took away any momentum that Dubois could have gained. But in the end, Dubois was just not quite ready to beat Usyk, and Usyk put him away in the ninth round with a smooth right hand to put the young star on the canvas for the second time in 2 rounds, ultimately ending the fight. After the fight, Dubois felt as if he had been cheated out of the fight due to the low blow call, saying, "I didn't think it was a low blow, and I've been cheated out of victory."
No, I didn't think that was a low blow. I thought that landed, and I've been cheated out of victory tonight, but, you know, what else can I say?
The loss clearly hit Dubois hard, but there was only one way to go: up. He got back in the win column against Gerald Miller on the undercard of the Anthony Joshua fight, and he was quickly given a shot at another interim title against Filip Hrgović, who was going to be a tough opponent. Hrgović came into the fight with a 17-0 record, beating up guys like Zhilei Zhang, and it was going to be a battle of the two behemoths. Hrgović was able to hang with Dubois for a few rounds, but Dubois' unrelenting power and deadly combos proved to be too much for his opponent. He was able to catch Hrgović lacking in a big way in the 7th round as he was able to gain some momentum. And it looked like the young fighter was going to be able to run away with the fight, landing 2 big right hands to wobble Hrgović, and had it not been late in the round, he could have finished the fight with his opponent against the ropes. The fight was stopped very early in the 8th round when Hrgović was deemed unable to continue, and Dynamite picked up the biggest win in his career.
Possible.
Just winning is what matters. I don't know. I don't know. How much would it change my life? I don't know. Do you know what it is? I'm just got my feet on the ground. I'm just focused on the training and getting the win. Once that's done, we'll see how much it matters. I think because I haven't experienced, I don't know what it's like. I haven't spoke to anyone to tell me how much it matters to them. For me, I don't know.
Anthony Joshua is the better-known fighter with the stronger resume, tearing through the ranks and gathering belts like infinity stones until he finally fell from the top after losing in shocking fashion to Andy Ruiz Jr. He was able to win those belts back later that year with an undisputed decision victory, getting his revenge. He made Ruiz eat punch after punch in a landslide, landing 107 punches to his opponent's 60. And it was clear that Joshua had what it takes to come back from a brutal loss. The next big name which really put Joshua in the spotlight was when he fought Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk rattled Joshua, ultimately winning via a decision, but Joshua was hungry for another shot, and another shot is what he got. The second fight was tough for both fighters, as they went back and forth. Joshua was able to get the champ up on the ropes multiple times with his tank-like power in moments like this. In the end, Joshua was only able to win over one of the 3 judges as Usyk got a split decision victory. Joshua ended up giving a long speech to the crowd where he rambled on about how good a fighter Usyk was. But
passion we put into this man. Guys, I'm telling you, this guy to beat me tonight, maybe I could have done better, but it shows the levels of hard work he must have put in. So please give him a round of applause as our heavyweight champion of the world. Woo!
Also how good a fighter he was in comparison to the greats, like Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson, as he called himself the new breed of heavyweights.
I'm not a 12-round fighter. Look at me. I'm a new breed of heavyweights. All them heavyweights, Mike Tyson, Sonny Liston, Jack Dempsey. Oh, yeah, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano. Because I ain't 14 stone, that's why. I'm 18 stone, I'm heavy.
He was the new breed of heavyweights, but he needed to get some more wins under his belt after losing to the undisputed heavyweight champ twice in a row. So he fought 3 times in 2023 before taking a fight with former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, who had gotten dangerously close to beating Tyson Fury in his only other boxing match. And Joshua did exactly what all pure boxing fans hope for. He knocked out Ngannou in brutal fashion, absolutely folding Ngannou with a devastating overhand in the 2nd round. Joshua was finally back on the map because, after all, fighting the former UFC heavyweight champ comes with some major press. With Usyk and Fury fighting each other and other former champs like Wilder out of the question due to losses, it was obvious what was next. The 2 English beasts needed to face off to decide once and for all who was the best of the Brits.
Is there any truth to you actually knocking down Anthony Joshua in sparring in the past?
Yes, there is definitely truth to that. I'm not going to deny it. I've sparred him. I've caught him with some big shots. And
it will be a powerful matchup because both of these fighters have obvious knockout power. But with that, there has been a good amount of beef and trash talk. For one, Dubois promoter Frank Warren has said, "I think he's a bigger puncher than AJ. I really do." After all, Dubois has a knockout ratio of 95% in comparison to Joshua's 89%.
I think he's a bigger puncher than AJ, I really do.
You know, he's a younger guy. AJ's, what's he now, 34, 35? And, most heavyweights don't reach their prime till they're in their 30s. This young man's really done well.
But then you have to take into account how long each of them have been in the game and how many stars each of them have faced. The bookmakers are choosing Joshua partly because of his experience, but there is one man who has fought them both that has input, and that is the king of the division, Oleksandr Usyk. Having beaten them both, he said, "My favorite is Anthony Joshua. I will be predicting Anthony Joshua."
I don't care about strong. I have to have skills. Being strong doesn't win boxing. Okay. Skills win boxing. Yeah. Okay. You're not strong. How did you beat me? Let's do this. How? Because of skill.
Now, for the two fighters, of course, they believe that they will win, but it means a lot for both of them. While Joshua is the favorite in the books,
you know, like a year or two ago, you might have thought that's a mismatch, but now I think a lot of people are split on this. You know, you have Joshua the favorite, but Dubois is in great form, and it's a great fight.
For Usyk and many others, he needs a win if he wants to show us that he is still the fighter that he once was. His power has gone unmatched, but he has finally met someone who could be his equal, and if he can win, then he can rise up and possibly fight for the title once more. Dubois has time, but if he can win now, then he can be dominant for who knows how long with his relentless power and his aggressive style. He does not fear loss, and he knows what it feels like, but he also knows what it's like to go toe-to-toe with another beast and win, like he did with Herkovic. They showed how much it meant when they met up for the press conference back in June. Promoter Eddie Hearn heard Dubois say, "We can do it now if you want," and the two had to be separated after Joshua got up and called Dubois a little boy. With this fight on the horizon, there will be more bad blood, but once the two step inside the ring, only one will come out victorious. So for now, we must wait to see which of the better of the two powerful, hungry British fighters will come out on top. So fight fans, that's all for this one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all on the next one.